This is 416 Hero, a 50 defense account created after maxing and achieving many endgame goals on my previous account. Wait for it. Standing next to me right now, actually. These accounts are together in a solo GIM group. I play both at the same time. We've been focused on doing Slayer, specifically Tormented Demons and Demonic Gorillas recently. Unfortunately though, luck hasn't been on our side. As such, we're going to be breaking up the Slayer grind by also doing some Theater of Blood when available with the clan. Another day, another Slayer task. This time, to start out the login session for the day, we're starting out with a nice, chill Bloodveld task in the Catacombs of Kourend. A superior chance, as always, and maybe some more ancient shards as well. I think at this point we need 9 or 10 more in order to make an Emberlight. As for what we're going to be doing on the maxed account today, I haven't decided yet. I just came back from a herb run. We got 62 grimy Renar weeds in the inventory right now. I didn't do a full herb run, didn't hit every patch or anything like that, so nothing too crazy. I've been saying for a little while now that basically for as much time played as I have put into 416 Hero since the account's creation, I've also spent all that time doing some sort of AFK skilling on... Well, okay. I've spent all that time AFKing, doing some sort of skilling, some sort of resource gathering on the maxed account. And I'm honestly out of things to do. Inefficient Slayer is paying off. We just got an Ancient Shard. We're almost there. But we still need the Tormented Synapse, let's not forget. Another Ancient Shard here. Maybe this is the spot. Typically when I do get around to doing a Bloodveld task, I don't come to this spot. If you didn't know, there's actually 2 different Bloodveld locations in the Catacombs. Opening the map in the Catacombs does tell you where everything is. If you zoom out a little too far though, it won't give you the text. But anyways, once you come down into the Catacombs through the statue in Kourend Castle, typically you might run north then east to this Bloodveld spot over here in the northeast. However, I'm currently at the southwest area. You do need to bring a pickaxe though, because you need to break or mine these rocks right here to get through. We are streaking. There goes another Ancient Shard. Do these things have boosted drop rates or something? What's going on here? Here at Nechryael, we just picked up a Nechryael task. This is something we obviously want to do, however, not right now. I made the realization that after we unlocked task storage quite a while ago, I haven't really made use of it. Well, here we go. We're going to store the Nechryael task, and let's just see what we get next. 137 Dagonoffs. This isn't the most efficient task we could be doing, but right now I just want to sit back, do some AFK Slayer, so this actually works out for me right now. Once again, having to go through several skips, and we just picked up a Spiders task. We're actually done with Sarachnis now in terms of combat achievements, but I thought, why not? Now, those webs were cut, so I kind of figured this world was taken. Let's go ahead and find an open world. 1 world hop later. I'm going in, sucker. I was here first, buddy. Yep, mute game sounds because Sarachnis is quite annoying. I forgot to swap spellbooks, so even though I have the Book of the Dead and the runes on me, I don't have thralls. Having Arania boots and the Scythe of Vitter, Sarachnis is a very fun boss to do, very chill, laid-back boss. All you gotta do is protect melee and click on the boss. In fact, you can even turn on auto retaliate, something you typically don't want when you're doing boss fights and raids and anything intensive. We did finish out the combat achievements here, but some red spider eggs from Sarachnis would be nice. And right on cue, giant egg sack. That's going to be 100 red spider eggs. Could not script that any better. Final KC of the task. What are we going to get? Some cosmic runes, not too bad. This was a massive W of a Aya task because we actually ended up plus 200 red spider eggs. Now let's head back to Nechryael for our next task. 217 Dust Devils is our next task. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this task and then take out the Nechryael's task out from storage and do that as well. Nice and convenient because we'll be on the Ancient Spellbook barraging both. And hopefully we'll rack up a bunch more Ancient Shards. We're currently at 23 Ancient Shards, so just 7 more to go until we have enough for the Emberlight. Still missing the Synapse, by the way. Little fun fact regarding the Kodai wand we have here. Not only does it have built-in water runes, so we save water runes there, It also has a 15% chance every time you cast an offensive spell, so Ice Barrage here, there's a 15% chance that we might save the runes that we would otherwise use. +1 Ancient Shard, 6 more to go. We're taking a break from the Slayer grind, and we are back at top on the maxed account. Currently, melee DPS, it's going to be a 4 Scythe raid, so these should go by pretty quickly. I just wasted an angler. Why did I do that? I don't know. But anyways, hopefully, let's make some money here. I just tanked that? Are you serious? I just tanked that while I was purposely trying to avenge proc. The regular Tobs, I'm just smuggling supplies out of the raid. Like, what is this? Smuggled the stamps out so that I can use them for chambers. 40%. Nice and easy. Here comes the purple, right? Dude. Always brew super combat to keep up your DPS. Unfortunately, I was missing that first swing there. Had to, though. Into the pogwebs. So satisfying. One more swing. And no purple. So disappointing. Beautiful. Surely a purple. Are you serious, man? Where are the purples? Also, I did 37.69% damage on that P3. Sheesh. Lost count of how many raids we've done so far, but surely this one's going to be a purple. Come on, purple. Are you serious? And there we go. Here comes the Sang Staff that I called. Surely. This is actually kind of crazy, man. We wrapped up the top session, and unfortunately, no purples yet again. I feel like at this point, we are due for a purple, or even just seeing one, not even getting one in name. Anyways, we are now knocking out our Nechryael's task. Let's hope we get some superiors and some more ancient shards. But it's been a while since we got a demonic task of some sort too, like greater demons or black demons, so maybe after this task perhaps? When I first got here, I realized I forgot my shadow for the greater... Oh, it's actually just called a Nechryael. I keep wanting to call it the greater Nechryael. But here we go, first superior of the task. And... Oh, a dust battle staff. I was just about to say nothing of note, but to sift through the list there, and we got ourselves a dust battle staff from a Nechryael. Wow, that's our second one on this account. We got one pretty recently from Dust Devils. I think from a regular Dust Devil, no less. Just picked up a rat task from Aya after the Nechryael's task, so now we do some skirmish real quick. Hopefully get ourselves a spine. After some skipping, we picked up another Nechryael's task. I'm going to go ahead and store this one and see if we can get another good task. That is a skip. Not quite a Black Demon's task, but we did pick up a task of 30 monkeys from Aya. So let's take a look at the gravestone real quick, and we're currently at 1291. 3 Zenites, 1 more to go. Here we go, final KC of the task, assuming the bracelet doesn't proc, but just a short little 30 monkeys task from Aya. Let's see if we can snag ourselves our 4th and final Zenite on this task. Final KC, 36 javelin heads. The 30 task turned into a task of 36. We finally got ourselves an Abyssal Demons task, a pretty big one at that. We did preemptively extend them. This is a task of 246. Honestly, I'm surprised it took us this long to get this task. We're already 30% of the way into 86 Slayer. I was planning on storing this Abyssal Demons task, and opening up this tab, I just realized I had a stored Nechryael's task. I completely forgot about that. Well, I guess we'll swap out the Nechryaels, do that, and keep the Abyssal Demons in storage. I'm currently not in a rush to do Abyssal Demons because, unlike the traditional Ironman route, we don't need an Abyssal Whip. In fact, as it turns out, we can't actually use one. That's because, if I'm not mistaken, the Abyssal Whip trains attack EXP, or shared EXP, or defense EXP. Those are the only 3 options, and we don't want to train any of those. More than halfway through this Nechryael's task, and I was just thinking to myself, it's been pretty boring, no interesting drops or anything like that, and right on cue, a superior spawns. This Nechryael is gonna bless us with a Dark Totem Middle. Just finished up that Nechryael's task, and right now we're back at Shallow Village, about to pick up a new task from Curdell. Now I know there is an Abyssal Demons task sitting in storage for us right now, but I've been thinking and I decided I'm not going to be doing Abyssal Demons. The reasoning is that, well, we discussed that the Abyssal Whip isn't actually useful for us. An Abyssal Demons task takes a very long time, and there's 2 optimal ways to do it. One such method is to barrage them, but it requires having 2 accounts serving as dancers to clump up the Abyssal Demons, and then you have your 3rd account, the one you're actually training on, to barrage them. Now I don't want to bond up another account just to do that. And the second method, which is what I've been doing on the maxed account whenever I do get an Abyssal Demons task, is to stack up in range gear, equip the Venator bow, and use a ton of prayer pots and ranging pots. Now it's not too bad on a maxed account with 99 defense, or I should say prayer. However, on a 63 prayer account, I kind of don't want to be burning up prayer pots like that. So we're just going to have that Abyssal Demons task sit in storage, and if we need to make room, we'll take it out and skip that task as well. Our next task is 16 Black Dragons. We're going to do this. I've discussed this before. This is essentially a free task. Sometimes you just get unlucky and you have to skip quite a bit. And we're actually still in the process of that. But anytime we get a Monkey's task, we're going back to Demonics. 26 on task. This is the beauty of skipping in Slayer. You're able to essentially pick and choose which task you want to do in the moment. Yes, you still do have to do these small baby tasks, but it's really only a couple of minutes of your time before you refresh and get a new task. Whereas if you were doing normal tasks normally, imagine if you got like a 200 gargoyles task. That would take a good chunk of your game time, and then you just have to roll the dice again, and whatever task you get next, you get. I mean, obviously you can skip normally as well, but that costs 30 Slayer points. As is tradition, let's check out the KC before we start. 1327. Looking for our 4th and final Zenite. Reoccurring theme here, we're once again back at Tob on the maxed account. Looks like there's been a few learners pretty keen to do some Tobs, learn the raid, and to be honest, there's not many people in the clan that I'm in that are experienced in Tob, so usually when there's Tobs running, I'm involved in it. When I'm on the freeze roll, I'm typically either solo freezing in a trio, or I'm the north freeze, so it's a little weird to be south freezing right now. And if anybody's not familiar with Tob, north freezing, south freezing is exactly what it sounds like. There's a set of crabs that spawn on the north side, and a set that spawns on the south side. Like I said, we have some learners, and we have people on the other side of the world, no less. So right now, while I do have 40 ping, someone else probably has like 200 ping, if not more. Why did I drop my salve all the way back here? I'm in a weird spot. You know, on a typical account, I guess I just leave my prayers on here and not worry about it. But on 416 Hero, whenever we're tobbing, the few times that we have sent some on that account, I actually have to use prayer pots, and that includes turning off my prayer when I'm not actually actively using them. Oh, he hit the mega table. He got an Elder Maul and a new PB. You know, I'm pretty familiar with Elder Mauls. I've shown my collection log, my Chambers collection log on here a few times. I know a thing or two about Elder Mauls. Wait. Oh, that's right. He doesn't have one. That was a collection log too. Yeah, I actually make fun of him all the time for Dragon Warhammer and Burning Claws. Especially at Tob, because Burning Claws are not good here. You know, the beauty about normal Tob Nilos is that you can just rip your switches. because you don't have to move. Oh, did I get up? Yeah, I did get that in time. Nice. There's actually a little bit of a window before the room ends where you can sip a divine potion, so you get your boosted stats, and then the room heals you. Nice. That was nice. We got the Pog web going. Or Pog tank out of the webs. Without the webs. What's not nice is there's no purple. Unbelievable. So disappointing every time. Perfect. Here comes the... Bro. I know these aren't like perfectly deathless raids or anything, but I've definitely potted quite a decent amount over the last week. And we haven't seen a purple. Ooh, Runite Ore and Vials of Blood though. Sheesh. But yeah, basically when it comes to playing video games, streaming is an automatic debuff. In my personal experience. Oh! I'm dead HP, please no. I'll have a... No! What? Bro, dude, I must have clicked on the shark like 0.1 seconds before that happened. Or after it happened, I should say. Otherwise, I would have lived. You know, I was just talking about how streaming is an automatic debuff, but I did not die of my own accord there. No, it didn't. No way, we're insane. Dude, I did it again. TY4Rs. Alright, I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go finish that monkey's task. So we end up doing a 3-hour top session and not a single purple to show for. Well, we got a task of 6 monkeys to finish off, so we're back at Demonic's KC 1352. Working on the final KC of the task here. There's still a chance. We didn't get any tall purples, so maybe this is where all the RNG lies. In this one demonic gorilla dropping a Zenite. Unfortunately, we just get 5 diamonds instead. Well, I believe that was a task of 26 monkeys turned into 31. I think we got about 5 bracelet procs off of that. So no tall purples and no Zenites. Unfortunate. Picked up a Blood Velge task after that monkey's task, and this is not something we typically do, but again, just situational, late in the night, just want to chill, maybe watch some YouTube videos myself or something. So, gonna go ahead and AFK these Blood Velds.